mm, 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 mm. What's going on? So like a quick video about um, kind of what I was up to this weekend and what I was fortunate enough to get. So first things first, I was super fortunate enough to get a whole bunch of blade servers from a family friend who runs a local business. They upgrade their hardware like every year, and I'm lucky enough to get the spoils of whatever it is they decide to trash. And this year it turns out it was 7 Dell PowerEdge 1950 blade servers. A little bit about the specs of them. We can go over here and check this one out. So this one is a dual quad Xeon with 16 gigs of RAM. It 3.3, and then it's got four 3 gig a second SATA drives. They're like the IBM X, System X, whatever type mamma jammas. Uh, and then it's got like built-in RAID. So I've got mine set up as the first disk is just RAID 0, just something for ESXi to sit on. And then the images, so any like ISOs or config files or whatever I might need are on that. And then all my virtual machines are on a RAID 5 array of disks. The last three are RAID 5, and that's where all my VM storage is. Um, and then the other ones are pretty much kind of the same. They're both dual duals, so they're dual 3.0, dual 3.3 gigahertz processors with anywhere from 8 to 16 gigs of RAM, but those use SCSI drives. They're like 74 gigs a piece ish. So whatever, they used to be used to run telnet servers sessions, I believe. Um, but other than that, I was kind of stoked because today was, I guess, the first day that I made enough progress to really do anything to move forward with what I've been going on. And the video you may or may not have seen was me discussing how I was going to try and get pfSense running at home so that I could be a little bit more secure running my websites, Minecraft servers, my Mumble, OwnCloud, blog, all the things I do online from home and save myself some money because right now I rent that out. Um, so now that I've got all this going, I can finally start focusing on Geo migrations. Woo! But anyway, so here's a little bit about what's going on. Today I spent some time wiring these in, and there's basically my first Ethernet is going from the router to the server, and then the second Ethernet port on the server is going to a switch, which I hope to use for wireless access points later, so I can play with things like radius authentication and all those kinds of goodies, and just have physical machines to screw around with. And then uh, everything else is in its own little network inside ESXi, and I can kind of show you how that looks. Boosh, boosh. So yeah, pfSense right there facing the internet, and then all my other virtual machines are on the LAN segment of that, so those are all inside my home network. And that's really the goal, is to move everything in my house, so everyone who's on wireless in my home would be on this area. And yeah, there's not really a whole lot to say there yet because I haven't really researched what all is possible. Um, but here are the two things that I do kind of like, is that one, I feel a lot more secure about hosting my stuff at home because my CentOS machine is now finally behind uh, my pfSense firewall. So that gives me time to kind of play around and see like what pfSense can do and um, what's even like necessary here. More than that, boom, where is it? Let me show you that magical features, snapshots. So this is something I'm really most excited about working with, is because using a VPS, I basically have the ability to try something, and if it doesn't work, given that it's Linux and that it's hosted remotely and for so many other factors, it's once and you're done. If you screw it up, you screw it up and it's screwed. Um, One thing I think I'm really going to love about working with ESXi and VMware is that I can take snapshots of my production server as I go along. So what y'all will see on the internet in 5 minutes, I can make a copy of that, put it into a staging environment, and try whatever it is I want to try doing. And then if it sticks, just make that change and push it out to y'all, and then boom, that becomes the rest of the world. But I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you know what production versus staging is, so I'm not even going to waste a whole bunch of time saying that. But yeah, first super duper perk is that. Um, and then just kind of with pfSense, what I ended up doing is I ended up making my internal network like I showed you, like I told you. Baboosh, baboosh. We can go in here, we can see that everything is behind a 2-dot subnet. So basically, like, you know how we all have our home routers, that's 1.x, and so basically my subnet is 2.x, and then my super subnets are going to be 3.x. And I actually have a plan for that because I'm going to try and set aside a more pure Windows tinkering domain, because one thing I kind of realized in doing all this, at least with the knowledge that I have, is that I won't really be able to mess with things like Windows deployment services and I think, what is it? I could maybe mess with WSUS, but from what I understand, Windows Server has to give out the IP addresses to the computers it's managing, and if my pfSense is my DHCP for the moment, it's not going to work out so hot for me. So that's why I've set this up here right now. Boom. Dunsies. Dunsey Malunsies. Um, the other thing I really love is that I have pfSense set up pretty much like down to the T so far. So I can come over here. Boom. Ooh, that was loud. What was that for? I didn't deserve that. Oh my god, guys. Let's see if I can do that. It's one thing I can show y'all. No, pfSense. And the way I've got it set up now is that, boom, we'll go over to DHCP server. So one thing that's going to make things like a whole lot simpler while I'm trying to learn stuff and like slap things around at home, is I won't have to hard code IPs into my NICs anymore, and I've set it up so that it will actually give as a DNS server my server's IP address, so we'll automatically just know and find it. And you can see that if we go over here, like boom, open console. Let's try the Windows 10 VM. So I can go over here. And let's go here. Here. No here? What about here, here? Here, here. And meow. And meow. And meow. And meow. Boosh. And it automatically knows. So now, any machine I slap on in here, it's going to get an IP config that will set it up to join my domain. That so legit. That's something I learned a lesson back. For now, I don't know so much about security, but that's more what I'm hoping to get into. Other than that, yeah, just kind of wanted to blurb about what's going on, and if y'all have any suggestions, comments, things I should try, or what would you even do if you had more servers than you knew what to do with, let me know, because I am looking for projects. Okay. Deuces.